Thank you very much. Welcome to Today's America. Um, we're going to talk about one thing and one thing only, and it's the presidential election that's coming up in 2016. And the person that we're focusing on is the one candidate that I think that Today's America thinks is the man. And that candidate is Bernie Sanders. Okay? Let's hear a little applause for Bernie. Alright. That's right. That's what Bernie deserves. Now, Bernie's hearing these kinds of applauses all over the country right now. As a matter of fact, just the other day in the very red state of Arizona, in Phoenix, he drew a crowd of over 11,000 people. The day before that, in two separate occasions in Texas, he drew crowds of around 8,000. Okay, now we're talking about Texas. Alright, they want to secede, right? They hate liberals, they hate Democrats, they hate socialists. What's Bernie? Bernie is a democratic socialist. Okay, he's an independent in the Senate, but he is a democratic socialist. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to meet Bernie. Okay. The best place to do that is BernieSanders.com. You'll be able to read a little bit about him. But I'll help you out with that, okay? He's a Democratic candidate for President of the United States. In 2006, he was elected to the Senate after 16 years as Vermont's sole congressman in the House of Representatives, okay? So he went from the House in 2006, he went from 16 years in the House of Representatives to the Senate, okay? He's now serving a second term in the Senate, and this is a key factor here, okay? He won re-election in 2012 with 71% of the vote in Vermont, okay? That's enormous, 71%. That's incredible, okay? So, a lot of you people, you don't like career politicians. That's fine. All right, I get that. I don't like a lot of them either. Now, Bernie, he's been a politician for a long time. As a matter of fact, in 1981, he was elected mayor of Burlington. Okay, it's a city in Vermont. It's one of the state's largest cities. All right. But he did some nice things there. He did things for affordable housing, progressive taxation, environmental protection, child care, women's rights. When you get a guy that is your top politician, or for example, the mayor, and they work to achieve different things, different programs. They fight for different things. Look at what this guy's fighting for: affordable housing. Okay, does that help big business? Indirectly, yeah, because affordable housing means that there's more people that can live there. There's maybe a decent workforce in that area because they can afford the housing there. All right. Environmental protection. Who does that help? I mean, do we like clean air? I do. I don't know about you. I'm sure you do. Okay. Obviously, we like clean air, clean water, all that stuff. So this guy's been fighting for this since the 80s, since he got into politics. Child care, women's rights, progressive taxation. I mean, you name it. I mean, this guy is fighting for us. Okay, let's talk a little bit about progressive taxation. What's that mean? Okay. Under Sanders' administration, he's going to go after taxing the ultra-wealthy, the very rich, the corporations that can afford it, these profitable corporations that are hiding their monies in the Cayman Islands, in accounts in Switzerland or overseas, wherever, just to avoid paying taxes in America. Yet they want to sell their products in America. They want to do business in America, but they don't want to pay their fair share of taxes. Now, you can claim to be, the Republican point of view that states that Well, you can't tax the job creators. They're job creators. No, they're not. Let's not fool ourselves here. They're not job creators. We, the people that spend our money on their products, are the job creators. Because if we're not around to spend the money, they're not around to create any type of products for us to buy. They're not around to provide any type of services for us. Why would they be? There's no money in it. Okay, use your heads. That's economics 101, supply and demand. If there is no demand, there need not be a supply. Okay, it's one of the first things they'll teach you in economics class. Okay, I'll guarantee it. So what does Bernie Sanders think? Bernie Sanders thinks that these companies should pay their fair share. They should not be allowed to hide their money. They should not be allowed to avoid paying taxes, because who receives the brunt of the taxation if these companies don't have to do this? Guess what? It's you and it's me, and I don't fucking like it, and I'm sure you don't either. Okay, so let's see. It goes on to talk about how Bernie fought tirelessly for working families. He's been focused for 30 or 40 years on the shrinking middle class. He's been focused on the growing gap between the rich and the rest of us. Think about that. Back in the 80s, we're talking about the Ronald Reagan era. We're talking about the trend for the shrinking tax base as far as corporations and the ultra wealthy, and the growing tax base with the middle class. We're talking about shrinking wages or stagnant wages. We're talking about the reduction in unionized workforces. So all these things bode well for business, because they're able to put, it's able to create more money for a business standpoint, or from a business standpoint. It's able to create larger profits because of lower wages and so on and so forth. But what's that do for the consumer? What's that do for the middle class? What's that do for the family of four that's struggling to make it? I can remember back in the 80s when, my parents, we only needed one job to support our family. My dad supported our family. My mom didn't necessarily work. She worked she started working in the mid to late 80s for extra income. But why is that? Why is it right now that very few families can afford to only have one person working, and the ones that do only have one person working are making sacrifices and doing things, or not being able to do things that a normal family should be able to do, like have some extra discretionary income, have some type of savings, have some type of retirement plan in the works, have the ability to take a vacation, or the ability to purchase something without the fear of using that money that should have been used towards paying the light bill. Okay, families just can't do that right now. And why is that? Look at the trend. It's right out there. It's not hard to see. It's only hard to see if you don't want to see it. Okay, that's just all it is. All right. Bernie right now is also the chairman of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs. All right, now that is huge, because if you think about all the headlines out there right now, the House of Representatives, well, let's just put it this way, the United States Congress is voting for ridiculous cuts to veteran benefits. We've had all these issues with the VA hospitals, with long wait times and fraudulent record keeping. We've had what's the stat? 24 veterans per day commit suicide due to PTSD. a lot of that is probably because they're not getting treated properly, or treated the way, as far as the VA hospital goes, treated the way that they should be. All right, but that's what's happening right now. Okay, now you got a guy that's the chairman of the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, but the Democrats have the minority, or the Democrats are the minority in the Senate. So how much can he actually get done? Okay, really, as being the chairman, I believe that his greatest power is being able to control the meetings and bring things to light and control the agenda. But outside of that, he can't tell these guys how to vote, and he can't impose his will on these committees and impose his will on the whole Senate and the House of Representatives as far as what bills are being put forth to help these veterans. Okay, so rest assured that Bernie is working hard for that, but it's an uphill battle. Okay, so let's talk about some other things here. Okay, let's look at what's on Bernie's platform here. Okay, one thing that we need to discuss or acknowledge, I guess, is something that we've already been talking about here, and Bernie talks a lot about this when you see him at his campaign rallies and interviews. He's talking about the 40-year decline in the middle class and the growing gap between the rich and everybody else. Okay, so that is a huge part of his campaign, and the reason why his message is resonating so well with the normal everyday citizen who's out there in the working world is we feel it. We feel how hard it is to make a few dollars to go to work, to make a few dollars to come home and pay the bills and maybe have enough to buy the kid a new pair of shoes or a skateboard or something like that. Take the wife out for dinner, for crying out loud, or even have money to make sure you can get to the laundromat, to make sure your kid has clean clothes for school. Okay, I mean, it literally is that hard. It's that hard for people, for some people. Okay, and when I say some, I'm talking about a very large portion of the country. Okay, the ultra wealthy is right around 1% of us. Now, who in the hell are the other 99%? It's the rest of us. It's the rest of us who struggle on a day in and day out basis. A lot of us live paycheck to paycheck. And why? Is it because we're all bad money managers? I mean, for real? I mean, you'd be foolish to think that. We're not all bad money managers. Okay? The chips are down. The cards are stacked against us. We're running an uphill battle here. I mean, you pick out the cliche, and that's what it is. Okay, wages are down, or they've been stagnant for years. Okay, especially in regards to the inflation rate. Okay, if inflation goes up, then wages need to go up in order for you to keep pace. That's just how it works. It's not that hard to understand. Okay, that's how it works. All right. So, a couple of things that he wants to do. Okay, he wants to create decent paying jobs. All right. According to him, and according to statistics, the real unemployment rate's much higher than the official figure that is being reported. Okay, because a lot of people have fallen out of the system. A lot of people have fallen out of the system probably because they've given up. They can't get a job. There's too much competition out there because the job market is very cutthroat because these businesses have their pick of the litter. That's one thing.